Hey, everybody. We are going to go into everyone's favorite topic here, which is story problems. Everyone loves it when words collide with math. Woohoo! So, we have an example that we're going to kind of work through, and you want to, as you're starting a story problem or a word problem, you want to try to weed through the information, right? So you're given a scenario and you want to try to figure out, well, what is the question even asking? So, first things first, we know that Bert has a bakery. It's famous for these cookies. They're sold in different size boxes: small, medium, large. The bakery was really busy. They sold 14 small, 9 medium, 8 large. So, how many cookies in total essentially were sold at Bert's Bakery today? So the grand question, right, is how many total cookies, how many cookies were sold? So we're going to have kind of two parts to this puzzle, right? So first we're going to multiply. So we're going to multiply to figure out how many small boxes. If he sold 14 small boxes, then they have 6 cookies in them. So we'll figure out how many cookies that is. We're going to figure out the medium and then the large. And then the thing we're going to do after we do that is we're going to add those all together. So what's nifty here is you can choose out of all of the strategies that you have for multiplying, right? You can choose any of those strategies that you are most comfortable with, and whichever one ideally is the most efficient. So we're going to say, okay, well, if Bert has these cookies, let's choose green for small boxes. So we're going to have 6 cookies in a small box, and we have 14 of those. So we're going to do 14 and we're going to 14 and we're going to multiply that by 6. So for this one, I'm just going to go ahead with the traditional algorithm. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to stack it. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take the digit in the ones place down here, multiply by all the parts of the 14. So 6 times 4 gets me 24. I'm going to carry that up because it's really in the tens column. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8. So we've got 84 cookies that were sold in small boxes. So then when we look here, we're going to choose a different color and we're going to go to the medium boxes. So we're going to say, okay, well, there were 12 boxes. There's 9 cookies in each box, or opposite. And so we are going to do 12 and we're going to multiply that by 9. So when we do that, I'm going to do the method here where I'm going to kind of break it up. I'm going to think about it as partial products. Actually, it's really the distributive property. So I'm going to take my 10 and multiply it by my 9 to get me 90. And I'm going to take my 2 here and multiply it by 9. And it's going to get me 18. And when I add those together, I end up with 108 cookies. Okay, so then we're going to choose one last color. Let's go with that one. And we're going to say, all right, we're going to do 15 of the large boxes, and they sold 8 of them. Okay. So we have, let's find room. We're going to go for 15 times 8. This time we'll stack it up again and we'll just kind of do the partial product method. So we're going to say 8 times 5 gets us 40. 8 times 10 gets us 80. And when we add those up, we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 120. Okay, so we need to go back. We've got all this information now. We've got 120, we've got 84, we've got this 108, we've got all these numbers kind of floating around. So we want to go back and ask ourselves, well, what is this question asking, right? So we go back and we say, their cookies were sold. They're sold in these different size boxes. The bakery was busy. Here's how many boxes they sold. So we want to know how many were sold at the bakery today. So we want to add them all together. So I'm going to go with my 3-digit numbers first. I've got my 120. And then I'm going to take my 108 from the purpley pinky column. And then I'm going to go with my 84. And when you total them all up, you'll find that we end up with a whole bunch of cookies. We've got 332 cookies. So we're going to make sure that we label these as cookies. And voila!